Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost 5:30. Like that. It's almost 5:30 a.m. And of course, the sun's already up because that's how it rolls this time of year in this place. But we are... Oh, there's actually somebody here. We are packing up the tent before we get caught and get out of this RV spot, and are literally just driving to the other side of the parking lot to get some work done. So I just made some coffee and oatmeal while Macy slept for a little bit. And now we're going to watch some Yellowstone while we eat some breakfast. We just filled up our water bottles and now we're walking around the visitor center checking out all the stuffs. Imagine running into this thing in the wild. Go stand up next to it, Macy. I want to see the size. Oh my gosh, it's so big. Okay, good news. This is 18 times the life size, so it's really like this big. Here's a taxidermied 5-year-old grizzly. He's almost 6 feet tall. He's just a kid.
Year, making it difficult for trees to grow.
So we just saw the film, and that was awesome. Crazy good shots. Really just makes you appreciate the park. And now we're going to check out this map right here and get some more ideas of what we can do today after work and over the next couple of days. We are hanging out at the visitor center probably for the rest of the work day because there's really good service and it's really chill. There's a nice breeze coming through. But we're sitting outside of the back of Mila right now. We've got the chairs set up, got the laptop out. Macy's doing some things over there, but this is our view. Just a nice little peek in there, and might change it up some to get some different views, but if you ask me, this is living the dream. It is just about lunchtime, and so we are getting ready for a little hike at the Skagit River. It's literally like a 40-minute loop, 2-mile loop, kind of leaving from the visitor center. And then once we get back, we'll eat some lunch, but just to have some fun, open up the legs, if you will, and just walk around some and enjoy the North Cascades this fine afternoon.
This is our leg opener for the day.
Nice little 2-miler, flat, and should see some pretty forest and river. We're officially getting our first views of the Skagit River. It's got a quite nice shade of blue and green to it. It's very pretty. Trees are very mossy. We are back from the hike and making some peanut butter and jelly tortilla roll-ups. We're trying to ration out all of our food responsibly so that we don't have a ton left over after the trip, but also don't just totally run out. So probably going to be eating some more peanut butter and jelly than we have in the past. That's why we've got it. Here's what lunch is looking like. We're adding in some beef jerky. I want to enjoy a little bit of time watching Yellowstone and just hanging out. Almost 3 p.m. and we are headed over to Pyramid Lake Trailhead. I think it's about 4 miles and should take us probably like a couple hours or so. There should be a decent lake and a decent amount of climbing for us this evening. So we're gonna go knock that out, and then tomorrow and the next day we have a few hikes that we are planning on doing that will hopefully go through some of these North Cascade mountains and seeing some even more beautiful lakes. So we're really excited about that. Just past 3 p.m. we're starting off the Pyramid Lake Trail, the beautiful river. The trailhead's just this way. Also, we're rocking sneakers, so hopefully it's not too rugged.
Glad we had a leg opener today.
Gosh, been going for 2 seconds and we're already well above the road and climbing up stuff like this. So this is a lot more rugged and straight up than I anticipated, but it's good. Very beautiful trail so far.
These are Bali stairs.
Man, these might be taller than Bali stairs.
Yeah.
We're having to put our hands down on some of these steps. They're so dang steep. So we're out here hiking, and to give you guys some stats, this hike is 3.8 miles and about 1,500 feet of climbing, and we've quickly learned that there's no switchbacks, but it's climbing straight up the whole time. I mean, it's pretty dang consistent. Every now and then there's some big boy steps in there, but for the most part it's just very rocky and rugged and steep. So we're doing it. We're breathing heavy. We're taking breaks every now and then and drinking water, but just hoping this lake is pretty. So we just ran into an older couple that was headed the other way. They were the only other car at the trailhead, and they have obviously done the whole hike. So we asked them about it, and unfortunately it sounds like there's not a good lake view at the end that's covered in logs, and that basically the most beautiful part of the hike is just going to be the hike itself, which is fine. But it is a little disappointing that there's a lake in the title of this trail. But all that to say, we are going to have to shift our enjoyment to the hike of Pyramid Lake and not Pyramid Lake itself, because it sounds like a big letdown. Everything is telling us that this is the path. So we have this huge log, we have branches everywhere, and yeah, so we're gonna have to do some cross-country movements, but we're gonna find our way. About halfway through this trail, the creek's over there, and this is what it looks like right now. There's like straight up no evidence of a trail anywhere. The map says that we're basically on it, but yeah, there's no connection and there's clearly no trail, and we've been doing this for probably a good 5 minutes or so now, like just kind of winging it. And up until now there's been like maybe a slight chance that we're on a trail, but yeah, I think we're just going to turn back. This isn't a place worth getting lost in, and we have so many really cool hikes coming up, assuming that they're more properly maintained. But I have a feeling that this is what the couple was referring to, and they said it's not worth all the crazy hiking they had to do because it's not really hiking as much as it is like mountaineering. So I'm gonna turn back. Woo! Man, you made that look easy. We are getting so close. I mean, this is steep, man. Check this out. These are like huge steps. We just made it back from the hike. We are actually really thankful that we didn't do the whole thing, because for what that was brutal. Also realized that the trail's rated hard because it is a lot of climbing straight off the bat, and like some of that, even on the way up and on the way down, you're like somewhat hands and feet, you know, all fours on the ground. But yeah, it was good. I mean, the creek at the top with the shade was really pretty, and overall we're glad we did it. But that was, for like a 2-mile hike, that was a little bit painful. It was good. We also forgot to mention that our tummies have been hurting, and we think it's from just all the sausage from the brats and stuff. So it's nice that we don't have
so many sausage type things.
Tons. So that made the hike a little bit more difficult as well. We just parked in this parking lot back here. There's big trucks coming out of, because there's a little waterfall that we're gonna walk up to. And then we're also gonna walk up to an overlook of the lake. So that'll be fun. We're walking on this bridge. There's a neat little waterfall over there. We don't love this bridge and how it's totally see-through and vibrates when cars drive by. So now on the other side of this parking lot, we're walking up to the Gorge Overlook Trail. And not sure how far we'll go, but there should be a little overlook of Gorge Creek and Gorge Lake.
400 yards.
400 yards to be exact. So the waterfall we saw is back that way. That's the bridge that we were just on. It feeds down through Gorge Creek. And then it feeds into Gorge Lake out there. Here's a better view of Gorge Lake. Water is so blue. Wild. It almost looks like it's been dyed or something. So this thing's incredibly hard to read, but all these transmission lines that you see out here actually power parts of Seattle. And the first project was at September 17th of 1924. So although they're hideous to see amongst all this beauty, it's crazy to think that this actually powers Seattle. Driving back up to the visitor center, and there's some babies out. Hey, little guys. See you later. Adios. So for dinner tonight, we are making the most basic and the most bland meal to hopefully help our poor little tummies that have been hurting after all the sausage. So here's what we're working with. We're just making 1 cup of instant rice, which will be cooked in this boiled water once it heats up. And then we're gonna throw a can of chicken in there, and then just use some basic seasonings and call that a meal. It's not the most luxurious meal, and it's probably not the best tasting, but it's going to do the trick, and it's going to fill us up, and our tummies are going to be thankful. We've added our can of chicken, and now we're just kind of mixing it all in, chopping up the chicken some because there's some big chunks. And we're going to put it on low heat and put some basic seasoning on it. So because this is bland, we're adding some seasonal. Basically, what you can use to season everything. Good universal seasoning. And then lots of cracked black pepper. We love pepper. So dinner served. We're just going to eat out of this big pot and watch some Yellowstone and enjoy some dinner.
I've never done this part. I think I can do it though. It's in. Let me tell you, it's in. And then there's like 3 left.
Mm-hmm. So just like last night, we're in the RV spot next to the visitor center again, and this is the view that we are calling home tonight. It is 9:38 p.m. Should be getting dark here within the next 20 to 30 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So we will see you guys in the morning. Good night.
Night.